Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. Africa's biggest reality TV show, Big Brother Naija, is back for its 7th season, and this one is tagged Big Brother Naija Level Up. And with a larger grand prize, with new features in the house and in the game, with the ninjas being back and the live audience being back as well, we can only expect great things this season on Big Brother Naija. Fingers crossed. Hi guys, my name is Tito, and in this video I want to talk about the female housemates, the beautiful female housemates in the Level Up house. We'll be talking about things like their age, occupation, and what they used to do on a day-to-day basis before they went into the Big Brother Naija house. Before we do that though, please do me a small favor and like this video by clicking on the like button just underneath the video, and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. On this channel I'm going to be bringing you guys some entertaining, sometimes bite-sized Big Brother Naija content throughout the season, so in order not to miss that, click on that red subscribe button and turn on notifications as well. Without wasting any more time, let's talk about the beautiful female housemates in the Big Brother Naija Level Up house. Ilebaye. Ilebaye Precious Odinia, 21-year-old criminology graduate and entrepreneur from Kogi. Ilebaye is an attractive girl. She reminds me of Mercy, kind of, with how outgoing she is. She says she's hot, spicy, and dramatic, that she's a lover but not a shipper. And she kept on dropping it low in her video. So yeah, she looks like she's a handful. She looks like she'll be very interesting in the house. Her voice, she talks a bit funny. At least when she spoke to Ebuka on stage, she sounded a bit funny. She said fan instead of fun. I picked up on that. I was wondering, is she part Ghanaian? Yeah. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on her. She's an attractive girl. I look forward to seeing her during the Saturday night parties. Yes. Daniella Utangbe Peters, 22-year-old poet from Cross River. Now, the first thing that struck me about Daniella is how much she looks and sounds like Angel from last season. I mean, there's so many similarities. Angel got into the house last year, I think at the age of 20. Daniella is 22. Angel is a writer. Daniella is a poet. And the physical resemblance is uncanny. Anyway, she was very well put together when she talks to Ebuka on stage, very composed, very well-spoken girl. And I worry that her composure and her just calm personality may clash with the other rougher housemates in the Big Brother Naija house. Another interesting thing about Daniella is that she's a twin. Her twin's name perhaps maybe is Daniel, who knows, but I hope we get to see him at some point during the season. Chomzy. Esther Chioma Undubueze, 22-year-old entrepreneur from Imo. The first thing I noticed about Chomzy is her voice. It's very tiny, and she says she came because of the money. In fact, she told Ebuka that I want the money and that's on period. And that got me worried, because no one is just going to hand you the money because you're in the house. You have to be entertaining. You have to bring something to the table, and I don't think Chomzy really has a plan or intends to bring anything significant to the house. On her profile on the DSTV website, she says that she loves traveling and twerking, and she hates snitches. I don't know. I don't see Chomzy going very far personally, but I guess time will tell. ChiChi. Chineyenwa Desire Okoebo, 22-year-old exotic dancer from Edo. ChiChi was raised in the East, but she's an Edo woman, and she's an exotic dancer. Ebuka asked her on stage what a common misconception about her job is, and ChiChi said that lots of people may think that exotic dancing is like the worst thing you could possibly do, but she wants us to know that exotic dancing changed her life. And I agree. Exotic dancing changes many lives on a daily basis. ChiChi, lots of eyes will be on her, I can tell you that much, both inside the house and outside the house. On Twitter, people were really excited that a stripper was in the Big Brother Naija house. It'll be interesting to see her doing Saturday night parties, seeing as she's a dancer. But I'm particularly curious to know how ChiChi got into that line of work. She's young, she's 22 years old, so I want to hear her story. On her profile on the DSTV website, she said she had a painful childhood. So I want to learn more about ChiChi, but I also want to see her dancing during Saturday night parties. Amaka. Amaka Crystal Mba, 23-year-old healthcare worker from Anambra. Amaka made one of the best impressions on stage with Ebuka, because when Ebuka asked her if, she's going to disappoint, like, Two-Face says in that song, she said that she's only going to disappoint the people who think that a man is going to win this season of Big Brother Naija, and that statement just stuck. That's like a highlight from this entire season. I won't be surprised if I hear and see that clip, several times throughout this season, right? But she seems like a jovial girl. She's, on the she's on the thick side. She's attractive. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She tells it like it is. She said that she's an extremist, that she's the kind of person that, you know, it's either go big or go home. And I appreciate that. She really seems like a fun girl, and she resonated with the live audience in the studio. And I will definitely be keeping an eye out on Amaka. And hey, I won't mind if Amaka wins the season. I think it will be well deserved based on what I've seen already thus far on day one. Beauty Etsanyi Tukura, 24-year-old lawyer and 2019 Miss Nigeria from Taraba. Now, incidentally, I already followed Beauty on Instagram. I met her very briefly at a charity event in 2020, I believe, and she's very articulate, very intelligent, and I think she'll do well in the house. She conveyed or expressed herself relatively well on stage when she talks to Ebuka, and you know, you can't be a beauty queen and a whole Miss Nigeria without being confident. So I think she's going to take that confidence into the house. I think the guys are going to fall for her. I doubt if she'll get into a ship, but hey, who knows. But whether or not Beauty wins this season of Big Brother Naija, I know she's going to do very well once the season is over. Christy O. Christiana Oluwafunke Ojumu, 24-year-old beauty and cosmetics entrepreneur from Ondo. First thing I noticed about Christy O was her voice. She has a tiny voice, and her look reminded me of Nina from Miracle's set. Anyway, she told Ebuka that she's bringing originality and vibes, and I mean, so many of them claimed to be bringing vibes into the house. But I didn't really feel her interview with Ebuka, and there's nothing that really stood out from her video or her time on stage with Ebuka to me, and I don't think, you know, Christy O will stay very long in the Big Brother house. I may be wrong, but me personally, I didn't really see any originality there, and I don't know how strategic she'll be in terms of, you know, winning tasks or getting into a ship in order to stay in the house. Another thing that I just remembered about Christy O is that I didn't like her dress. It was like this weird silver or white see-through dress. I wasn't feeling it. Bella Chidima Esther Okabwe, 25-year-old content creator from Anambra. Bella's an attractive girl. When she got on stage, lots of people on Twitter were saying how she reminds them of ChiChi, and she says she likes the soft life and she's bringing vibes and premium content to the season of Big Brother Naija. And on her profile on the website, she says she has more male friends than female friends because she doesn't really get along well with women. And I think that's true, because as other housemates were getting into the house, particularly the female housemates, Bella seemed a bit cold to them, in my opinion. In fact, when Swag and Doyin came into the house immediately after her, she was the first to get into the level 1 house. She didn't stand up to greet them, you know, and she just seemed a bit cold. And I noticed that as other people were coming into the house. It seems like Bella is aiming to be the diva of the season. Allysyn. OC Allysyn Audu, 25-year-old sales and marketing executive. The first thing you notice about Allysyn is her look and her bald head, and that's not a bad thing, because at least that way you can spot her in a crowd, right? And it also gives her like a model look, and her fellow housemates said as much when they met her. They said she looks like a model, and she actually does model on the side, right? She's a fun girl. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She says her special abilities, the ability to mix well with people. And I think at the beginning of the season that would work well, but I think further down, all these people that wear their heart on their sleeve like Swag and are very open and just themselves, I don't know how far they actually last on shows like Big Brother Naija. I wish her the best, and I'm curious to see if she'll maintain that hairstyle throughout the season of Big Brother Naija, or if she'll choose to grow out her hair and do things with it if she lasts long in the Big Brother Naija house. But I definitely will keep an eye on Allysyn, and luckily because of that hairstyle, she won't be hard to miss. Phyna Ijoma Josephina Otabo, 25-year-old entertainer and TikToker from Edo State. In her interview with Ebuka on stage, like 3 or 4 times, Phyna said that she's bringing drama into the house, and she looks like it. The babe looks like she's on the rugged side. She's an Edo girl and from Edo State, so I'm keeping a close eye on all the candidates from Edo State. There are like 3 women from Edo on this season of Big Brother Naija. Anyway, Phyna said that she's strict and she's short-tempered. She looks it, and she's a TikTok sensation. Funny enough, if you go to TikTok, she has quite a following, and when you watch her skits, you get an idea of the kind of woman that Phyna is. If they don't step on Phyna's toes, it's like Phyna is going to step on their toes in the Big Brother Naija house. She's definitely one to watch. I hope she doesn't get a strike. But yeah, Phyna looks like she's going to cause a bit of trouble in that house, and God help us all. Doyin Sola Anuoluwapo David, 26-year-old medical radiographer from Ondo. The woman who describes herself as a mix of Cardi B and Michelle Obama. What a combination. Doyin is a fun girl. She's a cool chick. Once she came out and got on stage, the crowd really warmed up to her. In fact, at one point they were shouting, "Go Doyin, go Doyin," as she danced for them, right? And in her video, she said that people think she's dumb, but she's actually really smart. She's a medical professional, but she's trying to see if she can make her way in entertainment. And I wish her all the best. She seems like a very fun, open, and accommodating person. I watched her once she got into the house. She was, trying to make the other people who came in after her feel at home. She was trying to start conversations with them and whatnot. And I think herself and Diana became fast friends. And I think that may work against her, because if you ask me, on Big Brother Naija, when you're really open like that, people try and take advantage of that, or they betray you and stab you in the back, and that causes all types of tension. But anyway, I wish Doyin a lot of success on this season of Big Brother Naija. Diana Isoken Edobo, 33-year-old project manager from Edo. Now, Diana is one housemate for whom my opinion of her changed between when she got on stage with Ebuka and when she actually got into the Big Brother Naija house. I'll explain that a little later. But what you need to know about Diana is that she was actually born in France, and I think she spent some time there, and that might explain her accent. It's a bit funny. She's one of the 3 Edo women in the house, and I'm keeping an eye on all 3 of them. I'm from Edo State, and there are some stereotypes about Edo women, and I'm keeping an eye out on the women to make sure that those stereotypes are not reinforced. Anyway, on her profile on the DSTV website, Diana said that men perceive her as being too sophisticated and high maintenance and too expensive to approach. So men seem to run away from Diana. So I'm going to be looking out for how the men interact with Diana in the Big Brother Naija house. I really hope that, she warms up to them and vice versa. Now, what she did on stage that made me not like her initially is that she wore this really scandalous outfit, was a bit revealing, and she's a curvy woman, right? So she didn't say much on stage. She just kept on spinning around for people to see her body, and I didn't like that. Although, in fairness, Mercy Lambo did the same thing in 2019 and she ended up winning the season, right? But I didn't like that at that moment. But when she got into the Big Brother Naija house, she greeted her fellow housemates really warmly. She shook all the men and she hugged all the women, and she just really seemed like a really nice girl. And now I like Diana. So yeah, go figure. Well, that's a wrap, guys. If you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Please like it by clicking on the like button just underneath the video, and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. On this channel, I don't just do Big Brother Naija content, I also do Nollywood movie reviews, and I talk about relationships. To check out my playlist of my relationship videos or my Nollywood reviews, you can click the card in the corner of the screen. I also have another YouTube channel where I talk about personal finance. To check that out, you can click the link in the description box down below. Regardless, I'll be back in a couple of days to talk more about Big Brother Naija Level Up. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.